Bryce Young drops back to pass, middle of the field, and it's intercepted! It's picked off by the Chargers.
2 hours later.
Bryce is our quarterback. I'd love to see this thing just continue to take the next steps offensively right now.
Will he start next week?
Bryce is our quarterback. We're going to just continue to shore up and fix the things we need to fundamentally, from a scheme standpoint. All those things. These are all valuable reps. These are all valuable games. We'll learn a lot from this game, and hopefully we'll take another step this week.
You're an idiot and a scammer.
Oh boy, that was another sorry performance from Bryce Young at the quarterback position. This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Bryce Young having another poor performance for the Panthers. Obviously, the Panthers got blown out to the Chargers in their home opener as the final score of that ball game was 26-3. Bryce Young once again threw another horrible looking interception as he has somehow regressed this season compared to last season. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So here it is. Is Bryce Young beyond unfixable on the Panthers? Of course, Bryce Young is beyond unfixable on the Carolina Panthers. In fact, I'm going to take it a step further and say that Bryce Young is beyond unfixable in the National Football League. It seems like Bryce Young is destined to be one of the biggest draft busts in NFL history, and I say that because there is nothing that Bryce Young does well at a high level. His anticipation is poor. His processing is poor. He can't read a defense to save his life. He's also really small. Bryce Young is not athletic as well. His arm strength is absolute trash. The guy does not have any positive traits whatsoever. He can't scramble. He can't set his feet properly. He can't throw the ball very far downfield, and he can't read a defense. And to be completely honest, Bryce Young's game probably would have been exposed at the collegiate level had he played at a worse college. The only reason why these flaws were not known about Bryce Young heading into the NFL level was because he played at Alabama. If Bryce Young had played at Washington State, or if he had played at Oregon State or a weaker Power 5 school, Bryce Young would not have been a first-round draft pick. Bryce Young does not have the ability to process his reads at a quick level. In fact, Bryce Young is one of the slowest processors that I have ever seen in the history of the NFL. And I understand that Bryce Young is playing on a horrible team with a horrible organization. But who is the guy that called the shots to take Bryce Young with the #1 overall pick? David Tepper. And what has David Tepper done on the Carolina Panthers year after year? He's found ways to lose games every single year. There's a reason why I like to call him David Trash. It's because the dude does not know what he is doing whatsoever. This guy tries to call the shots like he is a professional general manager, but David Tepper does not have the ability to pick out players at a high level. Matter of fact, David Tepper really doesn't do anything well on the Carolina Panthers. He has turned the Carolina Panthers into dumpster days. He's turned that organization into garbage, and that man has single-handedly ruined the Carolina Panthers organization. I blame David Tepper for the downfall of Bryce Young. Look, I get it. Bryce Young, he tries really hard to succeed, and his work ethic is awesome. He seems like a genuinely nice guy. It's just that Bryce Young does not have the ability to play football at a high level in the NFL. Do I fault Bryce Young for getting himself drafted into the Panthers? Of course not. Bryce Young is trying his best to play good football. He just simply can't do it at the NFL level. I blame David Tepper for putting Bryce Young in this position because David Tepper thought Bryce Young would be the Steph Curry of the NFL. Also, I want to show you guys this clip of David Tepper talking about Bryce Young. He sounded like an absolute retard when talking about Bryce Young. Roll the film.
You know, the way he throws the ball, the way he's a point guard, how you can use the different players in the field, how you might not have to have as many elite receivers because he's a point guard, right? So he distributes the ball to people with routes. So you can save some money there. You know, we believe we can save money other places because of him and put that money into the defensive side of the ball.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
What a fucking idiot David Tepper is. This man is out here talking about, oh man, Bryce Young is like a point guard. He can distribute the ball at a high level. And now that I got to take Bryce Young with the #1 overall pick, I now get to save money on offense. When this is a dude that probably needs more help on offense more than any other quarterback in the history of the NFL. Clearly, David Tepper does not know any football whatsoever. You want to talk about extreme arrogance? Put David Tepper's name next to that definition, because David Tepper believes Bryce Young can play football at a high level, which is idiotic to begin with, because if you watch the tape for Bryce Young at Alabama, you would have realized immediately that the guy needs a lot of help around him just to look like a decent quarterback. Of course, Bryce Young sucking against the Chargers was expected. I fully expected the Carolina Panthers to suck the life out of their fan base in their home opener against the Chargers. Of course, I also want to expose ESPN for their horrible takes on Bryce Young, particularly Dan Orlovsky. This man said before the draft that Bryce Young was the Steph Curry of the NFL. It was one of the worst takes ever. Roll the film.
If you're Carolina, you take Bryce Young. Now, you live with a little regret of not taking Anthony Richardson because what he potentially become, but you take Bryce Young, and it's because the number one thing that you need to have as a quarterback to become great over an extended period of time in the NFL, what do you do with the ball in moments of panic? Everything that's around him is moving fast, but it doesn't to him, plus Joe Burrow. Don't panic with the football. That's the difference between him and all the other kids in this class, or the young guys in this class. And that's the number one quality that I want in a quarterback, because that's the reality of the NFL. Now, I would live in a little bit of reservation of what Anthony Richardson could become, but Bryce Young, because of that quality. And here's my thing. Let me make this point. Who was the last big-time quarterback that career was ruined because of injury? Who was the last guy that we thought was a really good quarterback that their career was ruined? Carson Wentz?
Probably Alex Smith. Was it Alex?
Maybe
Smith.
Alex, but he resurrected it a little bit. Right? Carson Wentz? Sure. Carson Wentz is 6'5", 240 pounds.
You serious?
That take right there shows you exactly why Dan Orlovsky was not a good NFL quarterback whatsoever. What is Dan Orlovsky even talking about? Is he on crack? How could you possibly say that Bryce Young is the Steph Curry of the NFL when Bryce Young struggles to make big plays more than any other quarterback in the history of the NFL? Bryce Young is horrible in every metric. You want to use advanced stats, you want to use traditional stats, you want to use eye tests. It all comes back to the same conclusion. Bryce Young is a terrible NFL quarterback, and if the Panthers were a serious organization that actually cared about winning football games, they would go ahead and bench Bryce Young right now. Now look, am I here to say Andy Dalton is a good quarterback? Of course not. Andy Dalton is a washed up veteran that is probably going to be retiring very soon, but even Andy Dalton is a better quarterback than Bryce Young. At least Andy Dalton can move his team down the field a little bit. It's just that Andy Dalton has a serious turnover issue, and quite frankly, he really is just not that good of an NFL quarterback, but he's a hell of a lot better of a quarterback than Bryce Young at the NFL level. Bryce Young is probably never going to get it at the NFL level. His processing is too slow, his arm strength is horrible, his size is trash as well. There really is nothing good about Bryce Young's game whatsoever. He also holds onto the ball too long. It's going to take a lot of work to fix a guy like Bryce Young, which I highly doubt any coach could even do. The only situation where I could see Bryce Young ever becoming a decent quarterback is if he joined the Miami Dolphins and became Tua Tagovailoa's backup. That is the only situation where I could see Bryce Young possibly succeeding at the NFL level. But to be completely honest, which quarterback wouldn't succeed on the Miami Dolphins? Most average quarterbacks could succeed in that situation. Bryce Young does not have what it takes to be a great NFL quarterback. He probably will never get it at the NFL level. For the Bryce Young fanboys that are still worshiping him, I don't know what else to tell you guys other than you guys are living in La La Land and that you guys believe in a bunch of fantasies. That's the truth. So that is why Bryce Young is beyond unfixable on the Panthers, as he is on the verge of being one of the biggest draft busts ever in NFL history. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustNashTran and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustNashTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.